Last week, with CodewithMe, we parsed all the strings or words from a PDF file. With the help of pdfminer, we have achieved our goal, as the parsing went well, without any restrictions. This sure will help us with daily office tasks as it automates what it's functioned to do. But what if you're tasked to get all the URLs or domain from a PDF because you're concerned if some malicious URL is embedded from it? In this video, we'll code on this task and create our own automation to parse all the URL and possibly identify if the URL is malicious or not. Cue the intro. Here is the code from last week wherein this successfully parse all the text or the word from a PDF file and printed it in the shell. What I'm planning to do is to get all the URL from a PDF file, print it in the shell, and second is we'll create a URL parser. And third is we are going to call the URL parser from the main function. And fourth, we'll test if our program runs. And fifth, we are to hook our URL evaluator. That is the integration of my program to VirusTotal, and next we execute the final run. Okay, so that's gonna be our step. So first, make this our main function. From the main function, we need to create a output file that would collect all the text files. Okay, so right now we're gonna have to have this open collect word that text this would indicate that all the words we collect are stored in the collect word.txt. We could create a file collect word.txt as a write file. So declare a variable here as w1. Then after this one, we need to indent that, making sure that this is part of this loop here. Then once we have that, we need to close the file here, and I think that's it for our main function. And next we have to create a URL parser. So the URL parser first we're gonna have to have a file that would collect our URL. So let's say we have collect URL.txt and declare this as a write functionality and set this as variable w. Okay, and we are going to enclose this in a try and except. Just try, and I have to set a try and exception method here. Just have some validation. E, then I'm gonna have to print the error E. Yes. After that, we need to close the file and indicate that printing is done or the URL has been collected. say all URLs is being connected and printed the output file. Okay, and once we do that, this is where we call the function. Let's say here's where evaluation of the website comes through. This is right now we have to declare this as VT, but the function is not still that does not exist yet, so let's comment this out for now. And so from here, just some further explanation on this loop. So basically, I'm talking about this loop here. So basically, this reads the entire collect word.txt. That's the file that we're reading line by line. So this is where we store all the words we grab from the PDF file. What this var link does is to read each word, every line from collect word file. Find link here. So this find link variable is the result when a word match a criteria for a regular expression, which in this case is a URL. Find all, on the other hand, is the method for the regular expression in which we'll find all the word in a line that matches the regular expression. So, and next we have, in this condition, this is to avoid the duplicate. So as you can see, if find link is not a new array, so this is to avoid duplicate in the container new array. So if the URL is still not in the container, it will proceed with the loop. Else, it won't, because the URL is already in the container. So after that, we'll create a new variable final link that would join the new URL found in the container, and this would be separated with a new line. So this indicates a new line. Okay, so in our last condition here, this is processed if the condition above are met and is final link. So what I'm talking about is that if it's a final link, if it met the requirement or the specification of a final link, to make sure that the preceding character or white spaces are deleted or stripped, we will use our strip method. And with that, we'll proceed with this action here. So we are going to print it on the shell. The result, the final result or the final link will be printed on the shell. And we'll create a new entry on the output file we set, which is W. It's right here. So this is our output file represented with a variable W. Alright. It's just a brief review. So this would print our variable here, find link. Sorry, this must be this must be final link. Sorry for that. So it's a good thing I reviewed the code before we execute, just to avoid error when we run it. After that, we'll append a new element in our container. So this is the method for that. And for the regular expression needed to parse through the collect word file, we are going to use this. Pardon me with that. So this is the entire regular expression that will parse through all the URL in the file. So once we have that, we are going to test the validity of this regular expression online. So in this case, I'm going to use regex 101. This is as a personal preference. So I'm going to paste here my regular expression, and let's have some samples. So let's say I have a group of URL here. So this is our URL test here. So I think our regular expression works because it matches the 9 URLs that I input here. So this only proves that this could really parse a URL from a group of words. So going back, going back with their code. I think it's now ready for a test run. So going to compile it. So remember that this will parse through rp.pdf, the one that we had last week. So but it should parse all the URLs found in rp.pdf. So to give you a brief walkthrough, this is our PDF here. Just a review that this is what we set from our last week exercise. So we have that. It must compile all the URLs found in this PDF. So I just had an error. It must be find link here because we are appending a new URL, which is this one. Alright. So okay, let's rerun. So we forgot to call URL parser function here. So before we have that, okay, we must call URL parse here in the main function. Sorry about that. So that's why it's not processing this URL parser and it's not feeding any output. It must be go now. Global name time is not defined. Sorry, but we need to import time. Alright, I think we're good to go. And this must be in this. This is what. Okay, save that one. Looking at the code again, I think I'm missing something here in the main function. I think I need to update this one and insert an output for this. I forgot include, yeah, my mistake here. Print w1 and text. Okay, so we need to output this output file here, w1, because first things first, it is needed in the URL parser function because it is where all the words has been grabbed from the PDF file. That is why it is not getting any output, because first of all, there's no output for parsing. We have to have this w1 here as our output for parsing. All right, recompiling this one. I think it's all right. I think it worked now. So I think we have managed to scrape all the URLs found in the PDF file here. Talking about this PDF file. So just to show you the result. So here we go. So this is our file here. I think, yeah, it does what it's supposed to do. Okay, so and now that we're done collecting the URLs from a previous exercise, the new scenario would be to integrate VT on this. Madness, right? But no, we do it. We are to simulate the real security operation task here. If a regular SOC personnel can finish task for 15 to 30 minutes depending on his will, but our program can finish this in less than 2 minutes depending on the power of your computer. So here's our scenario. So here's the scenario. Pete received an email from his manager to validate all the URL threads from their client for the past time period. So here's our code. So we will call the function right here VT. So right now I'm going to give you all the concept that we're talking about. This program has been one of the feature on some of my projects, on several of my projects, and what I'm gonna show you is something promising for especially for the SOC environment. Now that we are going to apply the automation on SOC, it will really be really exciting. With all that said, I think here's the email from the Pete's manager. So let me read it to you. Hey Pete, my client has sent me this potential phishing source that has been emailing from them for the last few months. Can can you please evaluate this website, validate their reputation, and check if there's any detections on other anti-malware engines. So we are to extract all this website from this PDF document directly. And after extracting these URLs, we will call in our VT analyzer to analyze all this website all in one. So let's do it, man. Let's just do it. So I changed the to make it this more formal, I already changed this one to pdf_vt. So this only means that the integration of this to VirusTotal. Let's run this. Right, let's run this one. Okay, it's doing good. All right. Yes, it's analyzing to VirusTotal right now. All URLs collected. It's nice. Phase 1 has been done. URL has been extracted. Now it's validating and getting feedback from VirusTotal. Okay, I think we're done here. And it's really done. Yeah. Alright, and yeah. And it's so dope. As you can see here, all the URLs has been extracted well, and it took us less than a minute to finish this tree process. So it grabs all the URL here and extract it to a file and generate a VirusTotal integration and give us a clear automation. So it does its job well. Look at this. All the sites has been gathered, and all of these sites has been evaluated. As you can see here. Yeah, I think the goal has been done and the job has been done. And I hope that gives you a preview for a Security Operations Center task automation. You have now the glimpse for the next patch of MySpider and Bit, my personal intelligent assistant. With all this intact, we are nearing the next level. And the real question here is, are you ready?